Hello, guys. Hey there. How are you? Today I'm gonna talk about my unsolved mystery. It calls the mystery of the Milton Bridge suicide dogs. Well, on the planet there are a large of numbers of corners that keep a mystery secret, right? Empty caves where screams are heard inside, dry cenotes that are said to show movement of some kind of being or places like the one we're going to talk in the next video, something that has the scientific community in check. Well, Milton is the name of a small town in the country of Dumbarton in Scotland. Little or nothing could make us place this town on the map because it doesn't have much to be visited or remembered, except for something very mysterious. A bridge that since the 60s has caused many dogs to jump into the void, losing their life or being seriously injured. We're going a little further back in time to learn more about this area. Exactly in the year 1859, at this time, James White, a wealthy burgess, took over some land on the outskirts of town to build a mansion. Thanks to his social position and wealth, he was able to hire one of the best architects of the moment to design his villa, which had to be accessed by circumventing the river's Clyde. So White asked the architect to also design a bridge according to the mention. This was the birth of the Overtown Bridge. Despite having been designed by a good architect, the bridge is quite sober and could go unnoticed among the many bridges that we can find in any corner of Scotland or over the world. But this bridge has a very special characteristic that nobody can explain. It makes the dogs see themselves immersed in a kind of hypnosis or transitory insanity, and then they threw themselves from above. That's very terrible, don't you think? Um, it was in the 60s when all this phenomenon began, when several testimonies were given that assured that the dogs, as they approached the central area of the bridge, became more and more restless and suddenly took a run and they threw themselves into the void. Apparently, many of them died crashed against the stones, but those who fell on the water and only took the blow ran back to the bridge to launch themselves again, as if it were some strange possessions. I have read that in the last 5 decades, this fact has been recorded with a number of dogs that range between 80 and 100 copies. So that's the story. And I'm gonna tell you about some hypotheses that why this is happening. Different hypotheses were launched about what could be the reason that led the dogs to jump from the village, such as the existence of such supernatural forces, powerful magnetisms of energy, fields that made the dogs sense cancel out or go crazy and were forced to do this. Um, the Scottish Society for the Prevention of Animal Cruelty were saying that they sent two veterinarians and scientists to do field research, and both conclude that the visual isolation produced by the walls, high enough for a bridge, made the rest of the dogs more dependent, sense such as smell and hearing become much more accurate. And they were telling that they thought it was due to some kind of high frequency sound, right? inaudible to humans, but which can be very annoying for these animals. And they pointed at a nearby light poles, but without success. Dr. Sands, one of the researchers, said that this didn't happen with all dogs. Those with the largest muscles, such as golden retriever, labradors, collies, etc., were the ones that jumped. And this didn't happen with smaller dogs. Finally, a very special finding was made that revealed the reason for the situation. Apparently, in this area, a few years ago, there was an invasion of American minks, animals that have glands in the anus that secrete a substance that drives dogs crazy in the literal sense of the word. Supposedly because the bridge area is high traffic area for American mink and because the bridge walls are quite high, Dr. Sands said that the scents they emanate linger longer, causing the dogs to notice the scent and do what many of them do. Um, Sadly, they ended up jumping into the void. So that's the story, guys. I hope you find this story interesting, like me, and see you next time.